Hello everyone and welcome to HVMP's live coverage of the Solstice Racing 500k here at Daytona. I'm alongside Brandon Nicholson here and he's going to give you a race recap as we've just reached lap 44 of 125 here in this event.
Alright, so sorry for not getting the beginning part of the race, but we've had a lot of single file racing because it is open setup. We've had 4 cautions so far, and two just happened recently. The first 2 were just self-spins in the back, or not self-spins, but just like 2 cars, you know, a couple cars in the back. And then the 2 most recent, one was Timmy Pacioli spinning in front of the field, and the other one, oh my goodness.
Oh, I hate to cut you off, but we have a terrible crash here. Cars up in the catch fence, upside down. There you see JD Laird still flipping after this one. I hate to cut that race recap short, but a vicious crash here as we just went live. Maybe some sort of curse going on. Let's get you a replay of that.
The race recap was just about done anyways. Oh my goodness, huge wreck.
A couple of cautions early on, but nothing like this. Here you see coming out of turn 4, we see car go low. Can't see who that is. It looks like Sherm just got a bad bump in the tri-oval, and my God, some cars not slowing down in time in the back. Cars up into the catch fence. That catch fence did its job, and those virtual fans are nice and safe. But there you see JD Laird taking a vicious tumble after that one. Let's get you another angle of that one. See if we can decipher what happened a little bit farther back in the pack. As here we are coming off of corner number 4 again. And it looks like, ooh, someone got turned in to that wreck. It might have been the 77. So we're still trying to pinpoint where that wreck got nasty. I believe it was around the 77 car. Let's see if we can confirm that one. Car's getting woed up. 77 not getting woed up in time, and gets in the back of the 23 car of JD Laird. And up and over goes Jeffrey Stanton, Keith Sherman, and JD Laird with a vicious tumble. And Josh Stubbs up into the wall. So tough break for all those guys. Service being done on all those machines.
JD Laird has retired from the race. But yeah, it looks like 77 was just trying to get slowed down.
There you see the 77 coming out of the pit lane. So your leader is the number 1 of, I believe, Dylan Smith. Yes, he is, in that Brabble car. Followed by the Royal Purple machine, 62 of Kyle Riley. In 3rd place is Chad Micahs. 8th place, Jordan Highland. And 5th place, Jake Fisher. Jake Fisher was the driver that ducked out of line. Not sure if, you know, what the calamity that ensued behind them was a result of him switching across all 3 lanes really fast, or what the deal was. But you know, definitely a tough break for him. And then the rest are on Gilligan's Isle here, except for number 9 of Cody Erdman, sporting HVMP for tonight's race. Figure put a little shameless plug in for myself. It's a beautiful machine there, the 99. Let's see, he is your in-race reporter. Let's see if we can dial Cody Erdman up on the radio. Hey Cody, this is Dylan Livingood in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4, bud.
Now, I mean, there was a lot of calamity there in that last wreck. I wasn't able to see where you were relative to that last wreck, but can you kind of walk us through what happened there?
If I remember correctly, it was Jake Fisher. He kind of got loose and he was trying to save it, and then one of his friends was the one was trying to let him back in, and just it was chain reaction. Just guys started running over each other. I just barely, it happened right next to me, I kind of slid through the grass. I just turned it into the grass and drove through it. So we're clean. So hopefully we'll have 78 laps left once we get the green. So we still have one race ahead of us.
Now, what's your fuel strategy going to look like in these next 70-some laps?
Probably just ride, just let the fuel. I ain't gonna try anything special right now. Pit between pretty good distances for caution laps. If we have like a longer run, I'll probably pit during the cautions, but which me and the whole BR gang have. So.
Now, Cody, is there? Do you have any idea how many laps you might be able to get out of that tank?
We can get about 28 to 30, I think, is max. If you really stretch it, you can get about 30. I think 28 is about average.
So we'll see you make a couple more stops on pit road. Good luck to the rest of the race.
Thank you.
And we're coming back down to the green here. Kyle Riley leading him down, and driver's getting sideways in the back. That's the 86 of Timmy Pacioli. We saw him self-spin in front of the field earlier and have a couple of cars get into him. This field definitely has thinned out since the beginning of this race. Well, yeah, that's easy for me to say.
We've had quite a bit of people retire so far.
Retirements in this, actually only 2 retirements in this race so far. It's the 5 of Brandon Lambert and the 23 of J.D. Laird. J.D. Laird involved in that terrible, vicious crash.
Before the broadcast started, Mason Wellborn, Matt Conti, and the 60 machine of somebody also retired out of the race too. Before the broadcast started, Alex Gordon.
As you don't see those drivers in, and we're going to step away just a couple of seconds here so we can fix a couple things with the broadcast, but we'll be right back shortly.
Buddy entered your channel. Buddy disconnected from your channel. Sound muted.
And we're back now. Kind of as we're putting the ticker in place for you guys. I knew something was missing. Back to the action now, coming off of turn 4. And we have a new addition to the broadcast booth. We'd like to welcome in Brandon Lambert, one of the retirees in one of those wrecks. Lambert, can you walk us through what took you out of the race?
Well, blown engine did it for us. All help to the damage there of the wrecking in turn 1 there. Dylan Smith got loose on the top side, and I drove her down to the apron, and I drove her down there. She got loose, and I slammed on the brakes to try to slow her down before turn 1, but couldn't get her slowed down and turned in down there on the apron fast enough, and come back on the track and got clipped. And then we were fine. We just barely got clipped, and then people just don't know how to get on the brakes and stop and behind us, and we got plowed into.
Now, Brandon. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We just tore the radiator up and didn't realize it from a quick pit stop and getting back out there, going back green. He just blew on the backstretch for us.
Now, Lambert, this is an open setup race, and we're seeing a lot of guys struggle with handling. Is that just because loose is fast here at Daytona, or is that because people are actually struggling to find grip?
People are actually really struggling to find the grip, especially on that low line, especially big time through turns 1 and 2. The bumps are really bad on this racetrack in 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 is not that bad. You can keep a hang of it, but a lot from the looseness I see on most is tire spin on the restarts and going over those bumps. So it's going to be interesting to see if anybody can make the low line work here at the end.
Now, is there anything that you can do suspension-wise? Maybe crank a little bit of wedge into it to get it over the bumps a little bit better? Maybe an air pressure adjustment, or is what you have now pretty much it?
Oh no, you can add and take away a little bit here and there. If you're bouncing up and down all over the bumps, you can take some air pressure out and definitely throw some wedge into it if you feel like you're a little loose over the bumps. That helps out a lot. It's going to hurt you through the center of the corner, but it's not going to hurt you anywhere else. But it still keeps you fast, especially coming off.
All right, well, thanks for that in-depth analysis there, Lambert. Rounding lap number 53, going to put that in the books on our way to lap 54 here. Chad Michaels brings them down and is leading this train of cars here that are just riding around on the high line for right now. We're seeing a couple of guys trying to duck low on the bottom. For the most part, it is single file, though. As I spoke too soon, we're seeing the 51 make a move. That's Justin Malillo there in the Radio Shack machine, trying to get something done on the bottom line. Back behind him, a couple of car lengths, is the 28 and the 62 of Ryan Williams and Kyle Riley, respectively. Now, another car drops down low. That is the 67 of Andrew Schwartz. So look for him to drop back a little bit. Oh, as Justin Malillo goes back up to the high side. Now, if you can make your car fast on the bottom and stable, is that the better way around the track?
No. You're still faster up on the top. It's definitely the fastest way around here.
We've definitely seen that a lot. As Dylan Smith getting out of that mess.
He's gonna drop back on the apron. Not sure if he was trying to get to the end of the field or he's having issues.
If he's trying to get to the end of the field, he's doing a pretty good job of it. He just fell all the way back. There's Jeffrey Stanton, heavy damage on his car. Ooh, we're going to squeeze to get around the lap car. Oh, and there goes Cody Erdman. Cody Erdman's around.
51.
And 51 into the wall, just a little bit. Ooh, Dylan Smith tags the wall. As I'm not really sure what happened there. It looks like Cody just kind of lost it in the tri-oval. We'll get you a replay, though, just for good measure. '99 of Cody Erdman. Oh, yeah, he just got loose and lost it in the tri-oval.
Little help from the 51 there.
Yeah, I think the 51 finished him off for sure, but a relatively clean wreck. Let's take you on board with the number 1 of Dylan Smith. See if we can decipher what happened to him. He was farther back in the field, and well, something happened, and car hit the wall. There you see you're on board with the number 1 car.
Oh, a little too much rear brake bias there.
As that'll get you every time here to Super Speedway when you want to jam hard on the brakes.
Yeah, and that 50 of Dudley, he's right in front of him. He didn't want to plow him.
I'm not sure if NR 2003 allows you to change the brake bias mid-race, but
86 rounds on the road.
maybe a couple of guys wanting to do that to their setup, try to prevent that from happening.
Unfortunately, no, you cannot change it mid-race. It is set with your setup.
Timmy Pacioli is having issues in the road.
And we are on board with Timmy Pacioli. He's going to get out of his pit box, almost clipping the number 1 car.
He hit the brakes and he spun into his pit stall.
Now there we see another driver biting the dust with that high brake bias. So back up front, it's the 50 of Dudley Smith in the lead. Kept it clean through that wreck, maybe on a different pit cycle than most of these other guys. I hear relatively quiet back straightaway. I think most of these guys are trying to conserve as much fuel as they can. Brandon, how much exactly can you save by clutching like these guys are.
There's two Brandons.
Oh, this is this is gonna get confusing. Excuse me, Lambert.
Oh, good fun in the booth. No, you could save a good 2 to 3 laps during a caution run. Not much more than that with chassis 0. This is a big fuel consumption chassis we're running here.
And Cody Urban was saying that yeah, as we're seeing guys get down to pit road, try to get every bit of fuel that they can. I completely killed my train of thought. What were we talking about?
We're talking about Cody Urban.
Yes, indeed we were, but I completely forgot what we were... Oh, yeah, we were talking about saving fuel. Cody said around 28 to 30 laps on a tank of fuel. Do you concur with that? Ooh, it's Chad Micah's stop and go. Pit stop for him. He's going to be the leader out of pit road.
Good strategy, just to splash and go, just to get in, get out, and get back in the lead.
But how many laps would you say you can make it on one tank of fuel?
One tank without caution laps, you're looking at about 26 laps.
Is there anything aero-wise, maybe gearing-wise, that you can do to get a couple of extra laps there in the tank, or?
For gearing-wise, you can run a little lower RPM, but you're only really going to save about a half a tank a lap between 8,000 and 9,000 RPM, and you don't want to be below 8,000 RPM. Then you just won't have the power to keep up with the front leaders there.
There's one thing I've noticed about a lot of these Chassis Zero Super Speedway races at Solstice. A lot of those guys like to ride it right on the red on that tack, and try to get the maximum output from the engine.
Cody Erdman has fallen out of the server, but he's back now. I don't know if he's going to lose a lap or not.
So troubles continue for the number 99 machine. New leader out front. That's going to be the 21 of Jake Pullen. Ryan Williams, he's hungry for a win. He's on the outside of the front row. And then Chad Mikos, your leader at the caution, has worked his way back down through the field to third. Outside of him, the 62 of Kyle Riley in fourth. And in fifth, rounding out your top 5, is the number 52 of Steve Rada. So we're going to bring him down here at a slow 70 miles an hour. Get in the restart box. Green flag is in the air, but Jake Pullen with a much better start than Ryan Williams on that high side. Chad Mikos goes with him, and they're both going to try to get up onto that high side. Oh, maybe as we see a car swerving back there. That's Timmy Pacioli in the 86. But out front, it's the 21 and the 25 trying to distance themselves. Ryan Williams trying to get around the slow machine of Steve Rada.
Now, Timmy Pacioli's been swerving a lot this race. I don't know if it's his setup or not. He's been getting a lot of wheel spin on the starts. He even self-spun in front of the leaders and took out a couple people there. So I think his setup's not the best right now.
And like Lambert said earlier, guys, just struggling for grip. That's why we're seeing these guys use the high line. The high line usually is easier on the tires around these facilities unless there's some insane amount of wear on the high side, which I doubt there is. But Ryan Williams, despite the odds against him, he's trying to use that low line to get out front with the help of the 62 machine of Kyle Riley.
Like they got a few helpers out behind them. They got the 84 and the 51 both riding that low line. We got about a good 6-car pack down here on the low line. See if they can get anything done.
We're seeing a lot of guys go from the low side to the high side, trying to get draft from both lanes. And Ryan Williams just inching his way up towards the front here, trying to get in front of that Miller Lite machine of Jake Poulin. And looks like he's going to be able to do it. They're neck and neck in corners number 1 and 2. Ryan with the slight advantage. We'll see what happens when they spill onto the Daytona super stretch here. Jake Poulin with a little bit of an advantage on the high side. It's 3 cars against about 6 or 7 on the bottom.
Now, unlike the dash race, it looks like the high side gets the advantage coming out of 4. Because Jake's been pulling that. And
Brandon, you are one of the drivers who has run both of the races. What's What's different between the two different physics types here?
Speed is one main thing. Speed is everything in this cup physics compared to the dash physics that we ran last night. Speed is everything in the cup. Handling.
Oh, Dylan Smith, or excuse me, Jake Fisher just about lost it off the corners. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead and continue.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, that was pretty exciting there. As we see Ryan Williams just bring it back to the top line, he got his lead back, and now he's just chugging along. But there's not really a whole lot of difference. The speeds are about 10 miles an hour faster in Cup, and so the faster you can go, the better you are, and so the high line just works better with speed here in the Cup physics than compared to dash races last night.
Now, was there a clear advantage going on to these long straightaways as far as the high side and the low side were concerned?
Coming off the corners, the high side definitely had the advantage if you had the same amount of cars in each line. But it was so equal through the middle of the corner and the entry of corner that it was really neck and neck no matter where you were. And we definitely showed that last night with the high line charge there at the end.
Now, how much does side draft come into play? We're really not seeing drivers hug up alongside of the other line, but can you use that to your advantage, or is that just a death wish when you're up that close to your fellow competitors?
210 miles an hour, you're asking for death wish being that close. One wrong move by either one of the two cars that are close together is going to put you both in the wall. So side draft can come into play here, maybe later in the race, going for that win or something. But as of right now, you're not going to see a whole lot of it.
And we're not seeing it as much as I was when I ran a practice session here for the race. Straight line stability, how does that come into play? We're seeing drivers, for the most part, being able to keep it stable. This is the Proline series, so these drivers with a good amount of experience, that or they were approved to run. But, is it a dogfight going down the straightaway?
Oh, most definitely. It's all about being able to keep a sharp eye and a sharp hand. Got to keep your car completely straight, and sometimes it's hard to do in these very loose race cars here.
So a testament to driver skill for sure.
Oh yes, driver skill for sure. This is the setup can only get you so far. The driver takes you all the way to the rest.
The drivers carrying themselves 66 laps. These are the ones who have been able to keep their cars cleaner than the rest.
Looks like Chad is trying to work the bottom, but he doesn't have anybody to go with him, so he can't get up there. Jake's up there.
It looks like it's the big evil guys in a line yet again. These guys are dangerous when they get hooked up together, and we saw Chad Micos have to go with Plan B and work with you, Lambert, but watch for these big evil guys to be strong chargers up through the field here when the time is right.
Yeah, you can never count out big evil racing, especially super speedways. They got such a dominant package, and they're so good, and their equipment is just astonishing. When I won the championship in season 5, I drove for Big Evil Racing, and that was the first time I ever drove a Chevy, and first time I ever drove for Chad, and man, their equipment and their facilities they're unstoppable at super speedways. And I was able to get a win in one of those Big Evil Racing cars in the season 5, and they're so strong. They're very high contenders. They're really hard to beat.
Their super speedway package is definitely one of the best in the field. These drivers running open setup tonight, which is a little bit uncharacteristic for the Proline series. It used to be back in the day, back when I ran Proline full time. It used to be open setups for every race, but now it's just this one event that drivers can tweak on their cars, and we definitely see a lot of character in the field as far as setups go, and as far as driver and car combinations.
Oh, definitely for
Oh,
sure.
Jake.
And
Jake hopping out of line.
it just proved true right there with the 21 and the Miller Lite machine. I mean, these cars set up to go, are pretty loose, set up to go fast. A lot of yaw in the corners, and we're seeing it almost bite a couple of these guys, but good thing it hasn't so far.
Jake's gonna fall back up in the high side. Chad and Rada still working that bottom. Surprised nobody's gone down there with him.
So, and Jake Pullen has had enough with the 51. He wants around. He wants to try to get one more position, try to work his way through one car at a time. Might be able to pick up the 25 of Chad Mikos. Ooh, no, Chad Mikos doesn't want to do that. He's going to slip up to the high side, maybe try to shoot it 3 wide. No, he's just going to leave the 21 out to dry. That's going to leave Chad's teammate in the 52. Try to pick up Jake as he squeezes up to the high side. So put Jake Pullen from P4 to about P8, P9, P10.
Oh, Justin, Kyle, Ryan going down to the bottom. Sorry.
I think Chad's just kind of playing with the field right now, trying to get a feel for his car, see what he can do here towards the end, and showing that what he just did right there, picked up about 3 spots, running the low line for a few laps, and then dropping right back in line. Just shows you how good their equipment is.
And it shows you really how sharp their minds are and how good their strategy is. And it's always a big confidence booster when you can work your way up from the back of the pack up through here. I mean, we're not really seeing the classic side-by-side 10 rows deep. We're seeing more of a highline fest, as some people would call it, maybe who are watching. But, I mean, we can't take away from their strategy. Their strategy is a huge part of this right now, because it's hard to make a pass on the bottom line, and you're going to have to make every move right. We saw Jake Pullen make a wrong move, and he went all the way from the 4th position to the back, and we see Chad making all the right moves, going from the back to the front. Oh, as he may have made a bad move there. See if he can hold on the high side, but
he's just got no help. It's just, this is definitely not a one-car track. You've got people to work with, and right now his teammates are 52, and I think the 8 is a secondary team of Big Blue Racing. They're just stuck up right there in the high side, so he's going to fall right back in line. He's going to lose about the 3 spots that he gained by going the low line.
Now, Lambert, would you rather have a fast car or a good strategy in these closing laps?
I would just like to have people to work with towards the end. Super Speedway racing strategy all goes out the window in the last 10 laps because everybody just fights for themselves, and you gotta have some people to fight with you. And picking Chad last night was a great. It was a great strategy, and it almost worked out there at the end. It's so hard to find people to work with towards the end of a race, and that's what you got to do. You got to find people to work with, or you just got to find the line that you're going to stay with, or go, or just try to make a move. So if it was up to me, I'd rather have a faster car.
As we saw, it's really hard to know who your friends are out there. As we thought the 1 of Dylan Smith and the 62 of Kyle Riley be able to work with each other, and that wasn't the case on the last lap, as Kyle Riley went to go make a pass, or make a block, excuse me, on you guys as you're trying to make the pass, and we saw it bite him. So,
Of course. This field is really spread out. We got so much damaged race cars even before the halfway point of this race, and it's taking its toll. We got a few single car packs out there, and not packs of single cars, and we got 2-car packs here and there, and they're running about 10 miles an hour off the leaders. So this is gonna make it interesting towards the end with such few cars.
Coming up to lap Cody Erdman.
As it's a battle of attrition here, we see Cody Erdman. He was, a strong runner a couple laps ago, but now he's going to go a lap down with, not sure if he had damage or if he just had a bad restart. We saw some guys mixing it up in the back.
I definitely think it's damage here. He might have a few dents and some dent sheet metal there. So with aerodynamics is play such a big part in super speedways, and just one little dent in the wrong spot can slow your car down by multiple miles per hour.
And Dylan Smith getting lapped there as well. Now there's 2 races being shown right now. There's a race to stay on the lead lap, and there's the actual races. Oh, Jake Fisher with terrible warp. But these look for the 2 drivers in the back to fight for position with each other in case the caution comes out.
Almost definitely. Any finish of where you finish the Daytona races is accomplishing something. So any spot helps, and it helps in the point standings later.
So working around lap 77 of 125, we're starting to get down to the nitty-gritty here. Pit stops being made around lap, I believe there was around lap 15, or excuse me, not lap 15, lap 50. So these guys ticking away at the fuel gauge in their cars, and look for a couple of these guys to come down pit road here in a second.
Looks like Chad and a couple people trying to work the bottom now, once again.
Chad on the low side with his 2 teammates, 2 alliances behind him. Oh, as they kind of fell off the back bumper of him. They're getting really dicey there in the back of the pack. We see Cody Erdman be able to work with him. Oh, as Chad's just taking the fight himself. He's really aggressive, getting a lot of that side draft off the 84.
Yeah, like I said last week, Chad doesn't like to be behind people. He likes to be at the front, and that's where he wants to be right now. And he'll take any chances to get up there.
So Chad struggling to find the right strategy to get up through the field. But we could be working our way around a green flag pit stops, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they'll definitely be coming up here shortly.
As down the Daytona Super Stretch, it's Ryan Williams in the lead, followed by Kyle Riley, Justin Malillo, and the 67 of Andrew Schwartz, and the 86 of Timmy Pacioli, sporting DL Performance on the hood of that machine. And alongside of him is the 25 of Chad Mikos, trying to get his way back up through the front with his 3 teammates behind him, trying to get that bottom line working again. So through corners 3 and 4, Chad's still not able to make any ground on the quarter panel of that 86 car.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're not gaining anything, but they're not losing anything either. Which is the weird thing. If they get more people down there, maybe if Andrew or Justin or even Timmy drops down there, maybe they could help the bottom line. But I think they're comfortable where they are, trying to just log some laps right now.
Still a lot of race left, so that doesn't surprise me, but at some point in this race, it's going to be go time. Time to get up to the front.
It's amazing seeing those 3 cars down at the bottom line hang up right there in that 6th position with the 86 there. This is just proving how strong these cars are.
And I do apologize, we've been misreporting again, which we're known to do from time to time, but that's the 15 of Keith Sherman, the Shermanator, as people like to call him, who's the lap car who's terribly slow after contact with someone. Oh yeah, involved in that vicious crash.
Looks like some cars reporting to come down pit road this time.
So cars working their way to the bottom side of the track. And if I had my money on anything, that'd be the 28, 62, 25, 85, 8, 52. Those guys are all in position to potentially come down pit road for what could be our final pit stop of the race. There we see 3 drivers duck down, now 4.
Yep, looks like the rest of these guys are coming down next time.
At a slow 55 mile an hour goes the 28, the 84, the 1, and the 62. Look for those guys to try to get in their pit box cleanly. But out front, we got a race for the lead. It's between the 25 and the 86. 25 at Chad Michaels up on the high side. These guys are coming down to pit road anyway, so it might not matter, but every position counts here during the green flag laps. Oh, his driver's almost making contact. Oh, that's Timmy Pacioli around. Steve Rada around. Oh, and a terrible hit on the 86 of Timmy Pacioli.
No caution yet.
Against the
no caution yet.
Against the 8 of Jordan Highland.
Caution's out.
Caution out here for the 5th time. Correct me if I'm wrong. 5th caution here. Let's get you a replay of what happened. Oh, it's Timmy Pacioli still struggling to get into his pit box, but coming down here onto the pit lane. 51 trying to just play it safe. 86 a little bit too much brake bias. Oh, and as he's trying to correct it, don't think the 8 had control of his car either, as he made contact with the 52. And if that's correct, let's take you on board with the 52. So here he is, coming out of corner number 4 to make his pit stop, and almost reminiscent of what happened last night. I think there might be a little bit less grip there on that patch that he's trying to slow down on, combined with a little bit too much brake bias, and we saw him get in the back of a car there. So tough break for him.
That just sucks for Jordan. Like, he was getting bounced around like a pinball. First he got hit by the 52, then the 86. Like a pinball.
Go back live now. Gotta put my glasses on at that camera angle to see who's in the lead. That's the 67 of Andrew Schwartz. Andrew Schwartz knows how to get it done at Daytona. He's won in several other leagues at Daytona and was a favorite for a couple of guys to maybe win the NROC race at Daytona. Unable to get it done. That win going to the 62 of Kyle Riley, who is in the 10th position. Who is Chad faking all these other drivers out? I think he wants track position.
Well, he pitted already, so I don't think he needs to go in again.
Ooh, Ryan Williams overshooting his pit stall. That's going to hurt him. Oh, he's not even going to try to service his machine.
Just like the other night.
So pit issue still not sorted out on the 28 of Ryan Williams. So out front, clutching it. Let's see. Yes, Chad's clutching it for sure. So is the 21 there. What it's allowing it to do is it'll bring the RPMs down. So then that way it only runs enough gas to keep the engine running, and in turn saving fuel as he's not revving as high in the RPM column.
I don't think Ryan pitted earlier, did he?
We did see Ryan come down for that first round of green flag pit stops.
So I was about to say, because he didn't get service and they're going green this time, that would be a disaster if he
off
didn't.
in the grass back here, all by himself.
It's like the 15th time he self-spun.
Pacioli trying to find his way back on to the speedway. He finally found it.
It's just a setup, man, or his brake by something. That car just keeps spinning.
I have no idea what is wrong with that car, but it's pretty terrible.
I wouldn't want to be.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere near him towards the end of the race, if he even makes it that far.
I wouldn't even want to be in the car trying to save that thing. But one car I'd love to be in is that 25, and he's going to lead him down on lap 85, coming around to lap 86. Green flag in the air. A good restart throughout the field. A lot of drivers getting up to speed, a lot cleaner. Oh, that's Matthew Emerson, a little bit squirrely. We saw him squirrely on the last restart, around the second or third gear mark. Now into fourth gear goes Chad Mikos. Jake Poulin trying to get all the speed he can. Ooh, Justin Malone to the high side, to the middle, to the high, to the low, save it.
He's braking.
And they're wrecking.
There goes. Car round, single car. Just Jordan Highland. Oh, there's two cars. Jeffrey Stan.
Oh, Jake Poulin trying to save it. Calamity. Oh, as we got cars wrecked in turns 3 and 4. That's the 8 and the 62 around. Let's show you what happened there, as Justin Malone pretty much just lost it coming off the corner. Yet again, we're just seeing drivers search for grip. So we'll try to get this the best we can. There were 2 separate incidents, both similar to each other. You see there, it's Justin Malillo at the left of your screen, getting sideways. He did a great job of saving it. And here's the wreck in the back. Hard hit between the 8 and the 61. There you see the 61 and the 8. Spinning right round like a record, baby, through the grass. Lucky for them not hitting anything as they're out of control.
Once again, the 8 is in another wreck, and looks like Emerson has gotten the back of him there. And just looked like the 8 was checking up for the wreck, and Emerson wasn't, and caused the wreck. Or not Emerson, I'm sorry. Erdman.
That was Erdman, but in front of the 8, it was the 77 up in the wall. Drivers fanning out to avoid that, and looks like, oh, no contact with the 77 is what started all that in the secondary wreck, if you could call it a secondary wreck. Yellow stripe on the 8 machine, denoting rookie status. We're going to take you back live now to the front of the field. That's Chad Mikos, who continues to lead. Followed by the 52, his teammate of Steve Rodda. He's going to start on the inside. They're going double file, 1 to go at the stripe. Third place belongs to Kyle Riley. Fourth place, Ryan Williams. And rounding out your top 5 is the number 1 of Dylan Smith.
28 snuck back up there.
And one guy who snuck his way onto the lead lap was the 1. So both of those drivers overcoming some earlier issues. And they're both sitting up here in the top 5. Now, while we got a moment here, I think we call him Ant-Man. I think he did a fact check here on the 50 machine, but RCA is on that car, plastered all over the car. I don't even think RCA was still a company. What did they make? Did they make what are those things called? VHS
VCRs?
players? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they have those things anymore. So maybe they make TVs or something. They put an interesting sponsor.
I'm not quite sure. I don't think RCA even exists anymore.
One company that does exist, though, Amp Energy on the 25 machine. And showing why. Favorite, I'm sure Chad's all amped up in that car. He's coming down. He's coming down to lead the field to the green flag in the restart box. Green flag in the air. It's a drag race to the line. Between the 25 and the 52. 25 probably trying to get around the 52. 52 a little bit slow. Kyle Riley with a move from the bottom to the top.
He just snuck in there.
It's a lot of swapping of positions being done. on the restarts here. Good thing everyone's been able to avoid calamity for the most part on these restarts. We saw a couple of restart wrecks, but we've kind of gotten in rhythm, in sync with each other on these restarts.
Everybody's just trying to find a line.
And it looks like the inside line is not the way to go. Everybody's up on the high side except for Steve and Dylan and Dudley.
So the Lone Rangers on the bottom are the 52, 1, and 50. And everyone else crowding the high side, as we've seen them do lap after lap.
And I don't think anybody's going down there anytime soon.
So your top 5 at the moment is the 25, 62, 28, 86, and 12. Matthew Emerson sneaking up into the top 5. Oh, but Justin Malilla wants to crack that top 5 again. But he's struggling.
He is peeking at the low line all race long. A matter of winning. He might be going to go down.
Ooh, car in the wall on the outside. That's the one of Dylan Smith. He's dropping his way back through the field like a rock. Like they just threw a lead weight in the back of that thing once he hit the wall. Killed all momentum on the one machine. Oh, but out front we got some people trying to make it into the lead on the bottom. It's the 62 of Kyle Riley, the 28 of Ryan Williams, the 86 of Timmy Pacioli, and the 84 of Jake Fisher, motoring their way around the 25.
Just a train of eights.
And I think these guys back behind Chad are tired of seeing him winning. And they're doing everything they can to just get around him. So to the lead, the 62 of Kyle Riley here on lap 92.
I'm surprised they worked that bottom that well.
It just takes commitment, it seems like, to get it done on the bottom side.
I mean, for such a sudden movement, they just hopped down there.
There's a couple cars still stuck down there on the bottom. Now making their way back up. That's the 84 and the 99 to the high side, leaving the 86 all by himself.
Goes to prove that the low line can work.
And from the low side to the high side, playing defense now is the 62 and the 28. Chad Michaels on the offense, though. He's going to try to get around him. No one to help him, though. Can he squeeze back in line, or is that hole going to close up? Oh, Chad squeezing his way back into the high side. And being squeezed out of the high side is the 21 of Jake Poulin in the back.
I think he jumped down there. He's having some warp issues.
On the back straightaway, the long Daytona super stretch. Cars single file for the most part in the top 10.
Oh, Ryan Williams speaking out there. Kyle's going to go down with him.
Oh, this may have hurt those two. Oh, but Justin Malillo and the 84 to the rescue there behind him. But they're going to lose a little bit of time trying to catch up to the back end of the 28 machine. So unless Ryan can squeeze up in front of the 25, it might leave him exposed. But Kyle Riley goes and squeezes up there.
Oh, getting squirrely. Getting squirrely up in the front.
And I think he's just playing defense, trying to defend both of those lines. He's doing a good job of it as he's holding off both the 25 and the 28. Two strong cars. Oh, as he's going to get shuffled out to the low side. And at the line, it's going to be Chad Michaels. So new leader on lap 95. Ooh, from the low side to the high side, it's the 84, Jake Fisher. Ooh, now these guys are really leaning on each other through corner number 1 and 2, trying to get as much side draft as possible. Lambert said earlier in the broadcast it's a death wish, and I don't think these guys care. There's still a lot of race left, but they're racing like it's under 10 to go right now.
Come on, guys, hop down there. Don't be afraid.
As the low side's trying to formulate some sort of plan. To the high side goes Kyle Riley. Chad with the block. At the line, it's going to be Chad Michaels again. 62 and 25 squeeze back down to the low side. And Chad Michaels, peeking his way up to the high side to try to defend his lead. But now it's the 62 of Kyle Riley on the high side. And they're going to have to work their way around the lap car of the 51 of Jeffrey Stanton. Jeffrey to the apron. Or, yeah, excuse me, Keith Sherman. As on the low side, trying to make something happen. We saw him make it happen last night in the Solstice 300K. Ryan Williams to the low side, trying to get around the 25 of Chad Mikos. He's got help from behind, though. Maybe not as much help as he'd like, but that's the 51, 84, and 86 all in a line behind him, trying to motor their way up. So Chad Mikos, the captain of the high side right now. Can the low side come in?
Oh, Jake. Car shuffling back there.
Ooh, car in the wall. That's the 8 of Jordan Highland.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like that bottom line's getting anywhere. They've just about died.
So as they spill onto the front straightaway and round the tri-oval, it's the 25 leading that high side with an advantage. Now only 2 cars down there on the bottom. That's the 28 and the 51. Both of those cars want to get something done on the low side, but they can't. High side proven much stronger against these 2 cars on the bottom. Now we see the 12 duck out with the 99. Back up to the high side. And back behind them, it's the 67. Bottling up the field. 3 wide goes the 28, 52, and 84. Oh, in the sucker hole is Steve Rada.
This isn't going to end well.
Now back to 2 wide. So on lap 100 of, or excuse me, lap 99 of 125, looking to get lap 100 and 26 to go when we round our way back around. It's the 25 of Chad Mikos in the catbird seat right now. Who's going to be able to take it away from him? We see a couple drivers trying to duck their way down onto the low side and get around him, but no one with a clear advantage yet against the 25.
Oh, Sonny Tone's going to jump down there. There's just not enough people down there.
Oh, and we're thinking about going 3 wide again. Don't go 3 wide. Don't go 3 wide. Oh, to the bottom. It's the 67 of Schwartz. Andrew Schwartz trying to get it done on the low side. Unfortunately, a little bit of handling issue there. Put him in a bad spot with no help, and he's going to fall like a rock to the back.
And I don't think that was intentional.
So an unplanned trip to the back on the 67 machine. And now lap 100 in the books. Now working lap 101 of 125. Officially 25 laps to go. Here we only have 1/5 of the race left.
Like everybody's calmed down back to the single file, and it's actually a breath of fresh air here. These cars are getting a little crazy, and the big one can happen at any time, and I'd hate to see it take out so many cars with so many laps left. So I'm glad these people got back into a single file line and see if they can't make it to the end here.
So as we work our way on lap 102, we're going to let you guys crank it up and hear the sound of the engine here, and we'll take a break from commentating so you can get all the sound like you were actually a virtual fan there at the Speedway. We'll be right back. And we're back now. Working our way around to lap 104 of 125. Time running out for these guys.
That smoke was coming from the 15 of Keith Sherman. He's officially blown up, and he's coming down pit lane to park now.
So an end of a long, hard day for the number 15 machine. It makes it even worse when you're when the guy who's commentating the race is calling you someone else. There we'll see the 15 retire from the race. Unfortunate for him. Out front, it continues to be the 25 of Chad Michaels with Kyle Riley behind him in the 62.
Laps are winding down here. Kyle peaking just a little bit.
Getting a little fresh air to that front grille just to keep those engine temperatures down just a little hair.
Ooh, car is really shuffling on the back straightaway. Yeah, we've been riding single file for a long time. Lambert, what does this do to the engines?
It's definitely gonna make them run a little hotter. Well, you're gonna see a car peak out here and there, and then cool the engine down just a couple degrees. You want your engine as cool as you can get it. The hotter the temperatures, the less the horsepower. So that's just one thing these drivers got to keep in mind here.
Now, is there any grill tape being run on these cars, or is it just open grill?
It's an open grill with very minimal tape on most of the cars. Some people are running a little higher and a little lower, just depending on their gear ratios. Just the different strategies towards the engine package and grill opening here.
Oh, and to the bottom, it's the 62 of Kyle Riley. Is he trying to make a move, or is he getting hot? Oh, he might be. Oh, they're ducking down to pit road here. As this was completely unforeseen here, as everyone. Oh, 86 sideways, still struggling with that poor brake bias choice there on the 86 DL Performance machine. But safely into his pit stall he goes.
I did not realize that they were pitting.
So that begs the question, when are these other drivers going to come down pit road? We've seen them pit around, 2 or 3 laps of each other. So look for these guys up in the front. I was just about to ask you, Lambert, when do you think these guys are going to come down to pit road? But it's right now.
Comes later, Chad Micah.
Oh, and that's Cody Erdman around in the 99. Oh, what a save!
That was an amazing save.
Nice save by the HVMP machine of Cody Erdman. Wow, that was incredible. We got to see that again. I mean, he pretty much just lost it coming down to pit road, and somehow he saves that car. Started poking to the right, cranked it back over to the left, and wow, what a save by the 99. Still getting mowed down to 55 miles an hour and making pit road entry cleanly.
What a way to promote HVMP, I tell you that.
Great piece of driving there, but I think he might have to take 4 tires on that machine. That or they're just packing him full of fuel, but he's stuck on pit road for quite a long time. As the only other driver on pit road for that long is the 67 of Andrew Schwartz. Maybe trying out something different than these other guys, but let's see who came in with them. That was the 25 and the 86. They're already rounding their way off of corner number 4. So unforeseen issues on the 99.
Oh, 86 around again on pit road.
I think that may have been too fast entering on the 86 or something like that. As he was trying to gather it back up and did not make pit road cleanly like we saw the 99. So troubles continue on the 86. We almost sound like a broken record.
There's no telling what's wrong with that car. I don't know if it's setup wise or it's driver wise. He's just been struggling with the car all night long.
So timing and scoring showing us that it's the 77 in the lead, but I believe it's going to change. I believe these are your lead cars as Chad Michaels is in the wall. Wow, that's not good for him.
Not good at all.
As I think it still is the 77 in the lead.
77's got about half a lap lead on the rest of the field right now, and he's by himself running about 190 miles an hour, so it's not going to take long for these people to catch up with him.
But that's the thing, though, Lambert. We've seen different strategies be run throughout the years. I think both me and you can remember to a race where we went clean for 80 laps and guys on all sorts of different strategies all the way around the racetrack. And when that caution flag finally flew and bunched the field back up, definitely proved, tough for the people crunching the numbers, trying to, figure out for their team when they should pit.
77 is actually yet to pit.
We got a car blowing up. Number 51.
Oh, tough break
no,
for the 51 of Justin Malillo. He's slow on the apron, on the back straightaway. And if indeed his engine has expired, which we can tell you from going on the roof cam, yes, his engine has in fact expired on the machine, showing 0 RPM in the cockpit of that. It's a long way to cruise back around to pit lane. I don't think they're going to be able to get that car refired. So Justin Malillo out of the race. And he will join the 15 who broke a camshaft, the 71 who just flat out retired. I believe he's still struggling with electrical issues on that machine, and the 23 of J.D. Laird, who was involved in an earlier accident. So there you see Justin Malillo slow. And let's see, I think a couple of cars are on their own strategy. We saw the 77. This is another car that's running by himself. The 61 of Jeffrey Stanton, still yet to come to pit road. And our pack is forming around the 28 of Ryan Williams. So unless they have enough fuel for the end, which is really uncertain, as we might see a caution here. Woo!
62. Oh my goodness.
62 of Kyle Riley just lost it coming out of the tri-oval. Again, a nice save. Seeing him struggling with handling a little bit more than he'd like. But I'll tell you what, that 28 really proven himself to be running strong. Haven't seen him fight any handling issues all day. Silky smooth out front of this pack here, which we believe to roll back around. So I think the 77 has gone to pit road, and yes, as things cycle around, both the 77 and the 61 have gone to pit road, so that leaves the 28 of Ryan Williams to be your new leader here on lap 114 and 125. We're just about to crack 10 to go.
It's going to be a battle of about 8 cars here towards the end. This is not the biggest pack you're ever going to see, but it's going to be an exciting race here at the end.
And these about 6 cars really fast by themselves. They just hit a we'll get their speed at the line. Speed at the line is 207, running a 43.669, and our fastest lap of the race of 43.0. So not the fastest, but definitely running fast for sure. Ryan closing out on his fastest lap time with a 43.4, and running down the fastest lap column is the 51 of Justin Malillo, the number 5 of Brandon Lambert, who unfortunately that really fast car is parked in the garage and he's up here in the booth. The number 1 of Dylan Smith, the 24 of Jake Pullen. You see him in second, and the number 9 of Nick Baker, rounding out your top 5 fastest laps.
And 10 to go. So it's basically an hour and ever.
So we've hit the 10 to go mark, and you see Chad Michaels reacting to it. He wants to get something done on the low side. So does the 21 of Jake Pullen, hugging that double yellow line on the bottom.
Yeah, if they're moving down there, if they get some more cars down there.
So something being formulated for sure. between the 21, 25, 99 and Cody Erdman ducks down there, and Dylan Smith trying to work both of those lanes, keep up with the draft. Their driver who's been struggling for the majority of the race, the 86 Timmy Pacioli, has found his way to the back end of this field. So let's see, we'll put 8 cars in this lead pack. If I no, 9 cars.
Yeah, the 1, the 99, and the 86 are all 1 lap down. So you only got
oh, Dylan Smith on the wall. Ooh. Oh, they save it. Oh, maybe not.
Oh my goodness, that save. He saved it.
And Dylan Smith.
Game crashed. Game crashed.
That pretty much tells the story there. We'll get you a replay of that because they did everything but wreck in corners 1 and 2. You see Dylan Smith on the high side, and right about contact between the 25 and the 1. And then making contact with the 99 and 86 with good awareness, being able to get around him, and there you see Dylan's game expire. And still yet to come back into the server. But up here in this lead pack, 28 of Ryan Williams continues to lead at Jeffrey Stanton, your lap car. He was on a little bit different strategy, and it's hurting him right now. He's going to go 1 lap down. And we're starting to thin out this lead pack.
if anybody's going to get it done, it's going to have to be somebody behind that 84. The 84 and 28 being teammates here, they're pretty much going to stick together all the way to the end. So anybody behind them is going to have to make some kind of move to get out there and get this away from these 2 teammates.
And
something we've yet to mention, it is a $90 prize to the winner. So I think like $50 prize to second place, something like that. $15, $20, something like that. I can't remember what second place is. But I know it's $90 to the winner, so Jake and Ryan are going to be going at it.
So trying to finish up in the money is this lead pack of cars. I actually forgot about that there was a purse on the line. These guys going to battle just as hard as they have been. Oh, 21 around. No, he saved it.
They saved it.
And so does the 99. Now, Lambert, how treacherous are turns 1 and 2?
Down the bottom, they're pretty sketchy, especially if you got a loose race car. Mine was pretty loose down there on the bottom. If I'd had somebody tucked right up underneath my rear spoiler there, then it's a big handful. But up top, it's pretty smooth. So
we're coming around to 5 to go. Lambert, who's your pick here in these last 5 laps?
It's going to be really hard to beat these 2 Fords running 1 and 2. It's going to take somebody from behind them of ducking out of line and trying to make some kind of move. If I had to put my money on anybody right now, I think it's going to be that dark horse of that number 62 that's kind of ran up front all race long and just kind of biding his time, see what he can do. And he's got the 25 behind him, so it's definitely a good pusher.
Now, Brandon, who do you pick as we're coming around to 4 to go?
I think that my pick's going to be Andrew Schwartz here. He's running around right there in 3rd. If he can get to the bottom with Kyle Riley, maybe they can work something. Get down there.
I'm going to have to disagree with both of you. My pick, if you guys couldn't tell through the entire race, it's the 25 of Chad Michaels. Chad with a ton of experience. I believe, he's won the last 3 500Ks here? So look for him to get it done when the time matters in that 25 amp energy machine.
And he won the dual race the other day.
Chad Michael's a big fan of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Obviously with Amp Energy as his sponsor. And just like Dale Jr., like the success we saw many, many years ago in the number 8 machine, we're seeing the 25 kind of duplicate that success. So definitely interesting to see as the 25 ducks low, goes high. Lap car, that's the 77 of Stubbs.
And if a caution comes out now, the race will be ended, so something to note.
As I think it's now within the point of no return with 2 to go.
That is correct. No return. This is the race now. They have 2 laps to go. Somebody's got to make a move to do something here.
So it's checkers or wreckers here with 2 to go. Who's going to formulate? We see this front pack kind of starting to brew. Oh, there we see Chad Michaels trying to peek out. It's now or never for a lot of these guys. Chad Michaels to the bottom with help from Jake Poulin.
If anybody else pulls down here in front of him.
Chad trying to get all the side draft that he can off the 62. Look, they're inches away from each other as we round our way to get the white flag in the air. In the flagman's hand, it's Ryan Williams out front, followed by his teammate of Jake Fisher in the 84, conflicting oil sponsorships on those 2 machines. But behind him, Chad and Jake trying to get it done on the bottom. 67 with a little bit of a block. Still single file going down the back straightaway. Chad not being able to get it done with only 2 cars against 4, but it's Jake pulling to the bottom. Kyle Riley at the bottom in front. Oh, they're 3 wide for second. Oh, Kyle Riley nearly making contact with the 67. So we're coming down to the checkers. I believe it's going to be Ryan Williams to win his first 500. Oh, and Chad Michaels around. He's going to finish 3rd. It's going to be the 62 of Kyle Riley in 2nd. And 4th place is the 21 of Jake Poulin. And rounding out your top 5 that race is the 67 of Andrew Schwartz.
Oh my goodness, that almost last second move by Jake. If he would have got that, oh my goodness.
So there's your winner, getting a couple of congratulatory bumps. My friends and teammates in the 28, working hard to defend his spot in the front of the field, and being able to defend a hard-charging Jake Fisher in corners number 3 and 4.
Yep, and they are giving him congratulatory bumps. As he won $90 here today.
So the man with a little bit fatter pockets is the 28 of Ryan Williams, getting some more congratulatory bumps. Here you see Dudley Smith in that RCA machine, Nick Baker coming up to congratulate Ryan. 2 rivals there, but good to see good sportsmanship between all these drivers. And Ryan Williams is going to come down and burning him up on the front straightaway. As Ryan with a couple of friends watching tonight's race, shout out to them and congratulations to Ryan Williams on his win.
And Kyle Riley's going to get $25 for 2nd place.
So Ryan Williams mowing the grass in the infield.
Can't quite do the burnouts on the asphalt. Looks like he's stuck.
And there is his teammate to the rescue. Do a couple congratulatory burnouts with him. Oh, he's just going to do donuts around him. And trying to help him out of the grass there. Maybe so he can get it to victory lane. Could he be out of gas?
I think Ryan Williams. I think his engine might have blew.
Still hear his engine limping. He's gonna limp it back around to the pit lane with help from his teammate Jake Fisher. You see Fisher behind him.
Yep, here they go to victory lane.
So the man of the day is Ryan Williams in the 84 machine. He's going to bring it to victory lane. With
Gotta
help
push
from
him
his
just a little
teammate.
bit further.
And trying to get a camera on him. There you see he has retired now. Let's see if we can get post-race interviews. We got Cody Erdman, driver of the number 99.
Hello.
Yeah, disappointing day for sure. We saw you with an amazing save. Is there anything you could have done, maybe to get that car in position to win?
Yeah, I drove it in a little too deep coming into pits there, and it locked up sideways. I'm surprised I even saved it, but it's Daytona 500s. They're not my thing. I don't know. I have no luck in them when it comes to Daytona 500s. This is actually like one of my best races for a Daytona 500. Normally I like blow up or get a wreck and get in a wreck like real early, but it was a pretty good day for the HVMP 99. So we'll go race next week and go for the points, and it was a decent point day at least, but we got a long season ahead of us. We got I think 20 some races, so just one long season, take one race at a time. We came here with a decent finish, so I'm somewhat happy with it. I felt like I had a really good car. We won in my duel, so other than that, I like to thank HVMP, Doc 360, Trackside Hobbies, Hollywood Designs, and all the guys back at the shop. So we'll get them next week.
All right, well, thank you for your time there, Cody. As I don't think we're going to get any other post-race interviews from any of the other drivers. So, let's see, what can we take away from this race?
Track position is everything.
Definitely, track position was key. We saw kind of reminiscent of the past couple of nights in Daytona. Yeah, Brandon, any last words before we end the broadcast?
Which one?
Nicholson.
Well, I just want to thank everybody here for watching. It's been a great race, and good win to Ryan Williams. Shout out to Dylan Schallenberg.
So, there you have it. Thanks, everyone, for watching. And unfortunately, we could not bring you flag-to-flag coverage, but we hope those last 75 some laps were pretty interesting for you guys. So for everyone here at HVMP, on behalf of Brandon Nicholson, Brandon Lambert, and Cody Erdman, we'd like to thank you for watching, and tune in for our next broadcast. Thank you.
Sure of ourselves. Nothing will ever sound the same without a Turtle Beach headset. Hear everything. Defeat everyone.
In Soviet Russia, Will and Dave show listens to you.
Hi there, it's Will Vincent.
And Dave Judson.
Dave Judson, Will Vincent. If you guys would like to sponsor a very high quality radio podcast like thing, then don't bother calling us. However, if you'd like to, spend lots of money on feeding our cigarette habits, alcohol addictions, incessant need to buy hardcore pornography, any of that shit, then consider sponsoring the Will and Dave podcast. And we'll spend all your money incredibly unwisely. What else are we actually going to do with this sponsorship money? You're the one that came up with the idea.
I just want to make money for talking, to be quite honest.
You could be a commentator. Actually, no, it doesn't work. Fuck.
It worked for Marty Reed.
Well, yeah, he just didn't actually talk. He just made noises. In fact, do you not remember the 2013 Indy 500? I'm a commentator, but I'm going to sit back with you guys, and we're going to watch the green flag together. In fact, if you lay back, I might give you a secret little blowjob.
I know you. I know you.
Guys, for fuck's sake, sponsor. We'll even put your little logo somewhere on the YouTube page, because we're not going to have video. I'm too fucking ugly, and he's too fucking bald. I mean, we're just going to get, you're going to get confused of being, I don't know, like pedophiles or something. So you can have your image right there on the motherfucking screen. Fuck.
Just do it. It's the best investment you'll ever make.